Good morning. Week number 2, the quality is commitment. Day 4. You know, I feel your pain. I know sometimes these lessons are really difficult because you start out and your first one is purpose driven. Piece of cake. I'll write down 3 goals. I'll write those things down every day. Yeah, that's no big deal. I heard about that all my life. And I know that writing goals is good and all that. And I'll write these goals down. And this old guy ain't too bad. You know, he eats pretty nice. And then you start with commitment. Burn the ships. Make it a great day. Oh, what happened to have a good day? What happened to have a good game? All of a sudden, I got to be committed. Whoa, that's the most difficult thing. But when you look at those 300 greatest leaders in the world, the one quality that stood out with every single one of them, commitment. If you don't develop the quality of commitment, then your success is going to be based on nothing but talent. And talent may get you to the top if you're really talented and you've got great parents and great genes and everything, but talent will never keep you at the top. The only thing that's going to keep you at the top is character. And the character is the quality of commitment. I'm committed to doing something, and you got to be committed. And it's a difficult quality. Don't get me wrong. I understand that more than anybody. It's really difficult to be a committed person. We're on page 23, developingcharacter.org, the curriculum. And remember, our whole purpose is to make you a better you. I don't want you to be your dad or your mom. I don't want you to be Joe Bill. I don't want you to be Tom Brady. I don't want you to be anything but the best you that you can be. And that's all you owe it to. You need to become the best you that you can be. And how do you do that? You develop these qualities. The story today, the widow's mite. As Jesus stood in the temple, he was watching the rich tossing their gifts into the collections box. Then a poor widow came by and dropped in 2 small copper coins. Really, he remarked. This poor widow has given more than all the rest of them combined. For they have given a little of what they didn't need, but the poor as she is, has given everything she has. Commitment. That's the essence of commitment. It doesn't matter if you run a 5.340 if you run it every time. I've had lots of players that ran 4.740s and in the fourth quarter ran a 5.540. They committed? No, they had an interest and they wanted to have a good game, but they didn't make the commitment. See, the great players, the truly great players, are the committed players. They play every play. They give everything they've got every day. It doesn't matter if it's off season or in season or a great game. They don't worry about the opponent. I've had so many teams that, boy, you better get ready this week. You got to beat Churchill. Well, it doesn't matter who we're playing. You can't control Churchill or Longview or University of Nebraska. You can't control any of those people. But you're in total control of yourself. And how much you give is totally based on you. And it's based on this quality of commitment. I refuse to give less than my best. I want to be like that widow. I want to give everything I've got, not just a portion of it. And I want to give everything I have, mentally, physically, everything I'm going to do. It's like in the marriage that we've talked about. What do you got to give to make a good marriage? Everything. The thing you got to give up to make it a good marriage, in my opinion, is you got to give you up. Quit worrying about you and take care of her. First question. Why would you say this widow may have been the first all in. You've seen that in the poker games and the things where the guy says, I'm all in. Well, you hear that so many times, and I've heard it in coaching. Well, I'm going to wait and see what this new coach is like. And I'm not sure I'm going to. No. You're either all in or you're not in at all. I can promise you that. In 40 years of coaching, you find out who's all in. And that's what the widow's mite talks about, being all in. I'm not going to worry about what my grandfather thinks about the coach or what they think about this or that or who we're playing or anything like that. I'm all in. I'm going to play every play. When I go to English class, I'm all in. I'm not worried about my cell phone. I'm not worried about visiting with other people. I'm going to do the best job in an English class I can. That's the quality of commitment. Go back and look at those 3 goals you set. Did you put a plan with each one of them? Then you're complying, but you're not committed. You go to practice every day, that's compliance. You go to practice every day to accomplish something, and you work diligently to accomplish that, and you go every play, that's commitment. You go to English class because it's on your schedule, that's compliance. You go to English class to learn, that's commitment. Number 2, how does this story demonstrate commitment rather than compliance? See, this lady, this widow, didn't have to give all she had. The Bible says give 10%. This lady said, no, I'm giving it all. Well, the coach may say, and if you've got a bad coach, he'll put up with you giving 80%. You got a great coach, he's going to hold you accountable for 100%. That's what you want. You want those people that are going to hold you accountable. Your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your boss that holds you accountable. They want you to be committed. They want you to be all in. How would you compare the widow to yourself and the talents you have and the amounts you use? Woo! There's a tough one, huh? Are you like the widow or are you like the rich people? You got all this talent. I used to love it when I'd have players and they'd say, I don't know why you yell at me all the time, coach. I'm faster than anybody on this team. I had a great player one time, and we put in the cafeteria, if they made their goal on each one of the tests. In other words, we had the bench press and the squat and the standing broad jump and the vertical jump and the 40-yard dash and so forth. And if they made their goal, they had to write a goal, and if they made it on that test, I colored it in red. Put it in the cafeteria so everybody saw it. And one of the best players I ever had didn't have a single red square. And so the girls all made fun of him. And he came to me and he said, Coach, this sucks. I ran a 4.540. I'm the fastest guy on this team, and I didn't get a red square. I said, your goal was 4.48. I want you to be the best you can be. Well, I'll do it next time. Okay. And sure enough, he did. But the truth of it, he was comparing himself to everybody else. And he may have been the best in Marshall, Texas. But he wasn't competing with Marshall. He was competing with the world. And he became a better him because he became committed to doing what was needed to be done. Commitment. See you tomorrow, 9:26.